Welcome back. We are sitting pretty at the top of the league, but today we have two huge games. First of all, we take on League One Blackpool in the FA Cup first round proper. 3 days later, we travel to second place Gloucester, who are the hot favourites for the Vanarama North this season. Let's see what happens today. Well, here we are once again turning dog turds into diamonds here with AFC Rushden and Diamonds. Yeah, we've got two massive games today. Really excited about this. The FA Cup first round, of course, last year we got to the third round, had an amazing run as a Tier 7 team. Now as a Tier 6 team, we are taking on Tier 3 Blackpool in the first round proper, and they are not a bad side at all. They are currently 9th in League One. They are doing pretty well, and it's kind of a little bit deceiving because they had an absolutely horrible start to the season. They had a really poor run to start the season. Since then, they have really picked up, so they are on very good form. The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope for today is their last two away games. They've lost 4-1 away at Barnsley and they drew 1-1 away at Charlton as well. So I'm hoping that their away form is going to be a little bit patchy, a little bit sketchy. We'll have to see what happens, because obviously as a decent League One team, I mean, really we can't compete with them. We have to really hope that they have an off day and we have to be absolutely on it. If we just take a little look at some of their players, again, because we've got attribute masking on, and my scouts are, I've got 3 scouts and they've been asked to do quite a lot. So it's tough for them. It's really difficult to get the full picture of a player without having him in on trial. And in terms of the scouting network, well, I cannot afford in our budget a scouting package, and certainly not one that covers the English Football League. So it's really difficult to get the full picture of these players. But you can see here, Christopher Longowi looks like a very good striker, very athletic, lots of flair, very determined, and good composure, although his finishing is possibly not that great. But he looks a decent player, the Swiss. If we look at Macaulay Bonne, he has very good finishing. He's got 6 in 9 games this season. Again, very good flair, decent athletics, or athletic ability. He is going to be tough. I mean, we have to just accept that we're not going to be able to compete with League One players. Sonny Carey, midfielder, again, looks very well rounded from what we can see there. They seem to have a lot of flair in their team as well, don't they? A lot of creativity. Yeah, it's just we just have to accept this is going to be a tough one. Robbie Gotts, 25-year-old, very determined. Look at that, good teamwork, good passing and first touch. Probably a good little midfield playmaker. He's got 5 assists this season already. They are going to be a tough old game. I guess any League One team was going to be a tough game for us, but that's basically the way it is. Jaden Brown, they've got in on loan. Who is he on loan from? Sheffield Wednesday. Again, a solid left midfielder. I think, I think we have to accept the most likely here is that our FA Cup run comes to an end. But at the same time, just holding out a little bit of hope for an upset, for a little bit of FA Cup magic, for a little bit of dream come true. And it's been made tougher by the fact we've got a couple of suspensions. I'll look at our recent results in a moment, but we are missing for this game. First of all, this is huge. Cameron Gabadebo is suspended, and he is our best player this season in terms of his average rating. A 7.71, 2 goals scored, absolutely magnificent in the air, 6'3". Yeah, this is a big miss. I really was hoping that Cameron Gabadebo would be available for this game, but he misses out through suspension. Really disappointing. I mean, as the average rating suggests, he has been our standout central defender so far this season, and unfortunately, Jay Williams has picked up another suspension. He does get suspended a lot, our right back. He missed the 4th qualifying round through suspension against Barnet, and he's now going to miss this round as well. So that's a real shame for him. Just to, obviously, for any non-league player, the FA Cup games against league opposition are always absolutely huge. But I mean, he's been playing really well. 3 assists so far this season. He's had a great start to life in the Vanarama North. So disappointing that we're missing out on those. King James is still injured. He's got another 9 days out. Look, so yeah, that basically we've got Folks coming in at right back in place of Jay Williams, and Sunwunmi comes in to replace Gabadebo. So I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. They are very similar players. Obviously, Gabadebo has been playing really well. But I mean, if we just compare them, Gabadebo is the superior player, but I think Sunwunmi, we can be confident in him. Looking there, it's really only the physical side of the game where there's a major difference between the two. But I think although it does weaken us, we have a really good replacement there. We'll look at the full lineup in a second. First of all, I just want to show you what's been going on since we were last here. So the last game we played, of course, was against Barnet in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. We've played a few games since then. First of all, we went away to Warrington in the league. I was expecting a tough game here, so it was nice to get a little 2-0 win, as it just takes a little bit of time to load up there. You can see Gabadebo scored the first goal, heading in a Hughes corner, which was wonderful to see. And then Diamond Edwards got a goal as well, assisted by Jay Williams. Diamond Edwards, he did start this game as the right winger, not as the number 10. He started as the right winger, and Waltman played number 10. So the average ratings here, really good. You can see from the stats, it was a fantastic performance. 34 shots at goal, 17 on target, a 2.5 xG, 65% possession. It was absolutely dominant. So it's just great to see now we've played enough of the season that we can kind of take the confidence now that we are superior to the majority of the teams in the Vanarama North. At the start of the season, you never really know, but I do feel like now we can sort of have that confidence that we've got that level to be expecting to challenge at the top of the table. We then went away to Oxford City, who have been on very good form themselves. Again, it wasn't as dominant as the previous display, but we were the better team. James Price getting the all-important goal in this one. We had to kind of bow this one out, but it was very pleasing to get another victory. Any away game against teams in the top half, just picking up 3 points in these matches is really important and a really good confidence booster. We then took on Southport at home. There was only a few days between the games after Oxford City, so we did make a few changes here. Edwards came in to start, Jack Brown started, Sunwunmi came into the team, and again, we completely dominated, completely controlled it. And Jack Brown, obviously he was injured at the start of the season. He popped up with both goals in this one, which was really nice to see. And yeah, so again, the run just kept going. We then went away to Tadcaster in the FA Trophy 3rd qualifying round. And again, because I had Altrincham coming up, I decided to rotate the team and make a lot of changes. In terms of the performance, there was absolutely no problem. You can see we absolutely played Tadcaster off the field. But in terms of the result, it was a risk to make so many changes. And in the end, we had to go to extra time again. It was frustrating because we did completely dominate, as the stats suggest. 30 shots, 19 on target, 2.3 xg. Kevin Loco headed in a Jack Brown free kick early on, which was again very nice. I think that was his first goal for the club. He's been a little bit worried that he's not good enough to be in the squad, so great for him to get a game. And then in the end, in extra time, Mark Miller, the 17-year-old Northern Irish youth international, came off the bench and got a lovely long-range strike. And you can see here he's got a few up arrows, which I'm really pleased about. Obviously, we signed him last season. Last season, he had 13 first touch, 13 passing. I'm pretty sure he had 13 or 14 vision. Everything has dropped off with the lack of training. I'm hoping that now we have that extra coach on the staff, that he is going to start picking up a little bit. He does have a player trait of dictates tempo, which is absolutely great in the midfield for our possession game, and plays 1-2s. Really suited to our possession game. And I think, given his last couple of performances, that he might be getting a lot more football now. So it was great to see Mark Miller get his first AFC Rushden and Diamonds goal. And also, Morton Spencer played the full game here, and he is not happy at all. He wants to leave. We've got him he wants to leave. He is not transfer listed, but he is loan listed. And right now, we've had some teams offer to take him on loan, but nobody wants to pay his wages. He makes £100 a week. I'm obviously not going to let him go and carry on paying his wages. So at the moment, he is still here with us. Is a good squad player to have for rotating in the cup games. Again, we've got to see what happens with Morton Spencer, but with him wanting to leave, it does open the door for Mark Miller to get more game time. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so in the end, we do progress to the first round proper of the FA Trophy, which is very pleasing because it's a trophy I want to do well in this season. I would like to go a long way in the FA Trophy, not least because of the financial implications. You can see we've got Canvey Island in the FA Trophy first round proper, and they are in the Isthmian League. So hopefully that is another winnable game, playing at home there. But for today, we've now got to worry about Blackpool. Forget about the FA Trophy. I'll just quickly show you our last game, which was really pleasing. It was only 3 days ago, so we are suffering a little bit from tiredness. But we destroyed Altrincham 6-2. We went 1-0 down, and it was actually, 1-1 at half-time. But again, you can see from the stats, we completely dominated. We completely played them off the park. 1-1 at half-time, though, and then in the second half, we just exploded. We just took them apart. And I really hope that bodes well for the rest of the season in terms of our goal scoring and for today's game against Blackpool. Let's take a look at the goals here, because it was a very exciting game. We actually had a Lloyd Marsh Hughes hat-trick from the penalty spot as well, which you will see in a moment if the goals want to load up. I guess I will come back in a second when this is loaded. Yeah, so Muggeridge got them off to the perfect start, and I was a little bit worried here when they took the lead so early on in the game. We haven't really had a terrible performance all season, but Marsh Hughes got us back into it. He then scores another penalty at the start of the second half, and from there we just took control. Jay Williams crossing in there, and it's a lovely finish from James Price after Hughes headed down. Marsh Hughes completed his hat-trick of penalties, and then Gabadebo got his second of his AFC Rushden Diamonds career. A free kick from them got them maybe back into it, but it wasn't to last. Miller setting up Edwards, and Diamond Edwards, a very good squad player. And yeah, so it was a big win, a big confidence booster. You can see Lloyd Marsh-Hughes now has 9 goals and 7 assists so far this season. He's now really playing some excellent football in that number 10 role as an advanced playmaker. We did try him as the shadow striker. I think his lack of pace didn't really lend him to be towards being a shadow striker, but as an attacking playmaker, an advanced playmaker with that 13 passing and 13 off the ball, I mean, he's just really cemented his place there, and he's keeping Jack Brown even out of the team. So there you go. That's where we're up to. Let's get into this. AFC Rushden and Diamonds at home against Blackpool. I think the best I'm going to be hoping for here is try to take them to a replay. I think they're a big enough team that a replay, if there was a full house in their stadium, I think that might just be enough in terms of gate receipts for us to clear our debt. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That would be the ideal. How are we setting up today? Well, you've already seen the team, but I'll go through it. Sam Blair in goal as always. Folkes and Clements are the fullbacks. Bailey Clements actually has a lot of interest in him right now from Port Vale. I am expecting in January, we're obviously at the 9th of November, I'm expecting in January we might lose him. He has got up to 160,000 transfer value. Again, if somebody comes in with anything over 100,000, I think we would have to take it. I would be gutted to lose him. He's a wonderful player. He's definitely a Football League, definitely a League 2 quality left back, I think, which is why Port Vale are in for him. So, yeah, it could be that we don't have him for much longer, which would be a real shame. He's certainly one of our most important players. But he is in for today. George Ray and Omar Sunwunmi make up the centre-back positions. Very solid there, hopefully. Jack Earing and Ryan Croasdale are the central midfielders. Max Waltman on the right, Thomas Hughes on the left, Lloyd Marsh-Hughes in the number 10 position, and James Price, the ex-Chelsea man, up front. On the bench, we've got Kevin Locko, Mark Miller, Jack Brown, Diamond Edwards, Mason Burstow, who is yet to score a goal in 4 appearances. Hopefully he can have an impact today if needed. It'd be nice to see him get off the mark with a big goal in the FA Cup, hopefully. And because we've got 7 subs for today, Jim Fenlon comes into the squad, as does Jordan Ponticelli. So that is how we line up. We are going to make some changes, though. I don't think I'm going to leave Lloyd Marsh-Hughes as a number 10. I am going to pull him back into midfield. It's obviously something we've done before in the FA Cup against stronger opposition. And to be honest, in 3 days' time, I think it's highly likely that I will do the same thing for the away game against Gloucester. So before I give the team talk, just tactical changes. They're playing 4-4-2, which is fortunately not too difficult to play against, and it does give us a numerical advantage in midfield. I'm just going to put our 2 wingers marking their fullbacks, and I'm going to pull Ryan Croasdale back into the defensive midfield position, and Marsh-Hughes as an advanced playmaker, but playing from the midfield rather than the number 10 role. So other than that, we're going to not play out of defence. They're playing 2 wingers, a number 10 and a striker. If what we saw on the previous screen is to be believed, and I'm going to distribute to the flanks. Again, we've been told they've been playing 4-4-2, but apparently they might play with a number 10 this game, so we've got to see what they do. I'm going to pull back our line of engagement as well. So we're just not going to try and play out as much, basically, and not press as high. So we're just going to be paying them that respect. Now, what does our assistant suggest? There you go. Show everyone that recent praise is justified. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of the underdogs here. I'm going to tell them to go out and cause an upset. Well, 1 or 2 react, but again, just getting a little bit more individual. Everybody's responding very nicely, and I'm quite pleased that we've got a motivated group going out. So a fairly full Hayden Road. Hopefully we break the, so they are playing with a number 10. So normally they've been playing 4-4-2, but today they go with a number 10, a little bit more offensive maybe, with their 2 wingers pushed up. But we have started well. So yeah, Hayden Road looks fairly full. Hopefully we can break the record for the most ticket sales or the most money from ticket sales. That would be very nice. I'm kind of hoping that if we do lose today, we're at least going to come out with around about 30,000 wiped off the debt. But let's concentrate on the game here as they get the first highlight. And can we have a similar performance to last year against Charlton in the 3rd round when we limited them to just 1 goal, and we did make a real fist of it. At the moment, it's a cagey one. We've won the ball back, which is very nice. Marsh Hughes finds Price. I thought he was going to hit it then. I thought James Price was well set up for a shot from range. Can Bailey Clements get a cross in? No, but Marsh Hughes will. And James Price, 18-year-old, in his debut season, his rookie season, and he has scored an FA Cup goal against League One opposition. Obviously released by Chelsea, as I've said about 100 times now, and that 15 finishing really counted there. He was nice and composed, and we are ahead against the League One side. Absolutely phenomenal start to the game, and so far we have been, in terms of chances, we have been slightly better. They have the possession, which again, just the difference in level, the difference in quality between the 2 teams. You can expect that we're not going to have our usual possession, but look at the XG story. They have basically created nothing. And do I tell them that I'm really pleased and risk complacency, or do I tell them, oh, what do I do? What do I do? There's no pressure on us today. I'm going to tell them that I'm really pleased. Go on, let's go with my assistant. We're ahead on the score sheet. Everybody inspired and motivated, but are they going to get complacent in the second half? I can't believe Hayden Road is not 100% full. We see lots of gaps in the stands there. I don't know if that's just Football Manager's interpretation, as Price gets in and he's missed an absolute sitter. Oh my goodness. What a chance that was to go 2-0 up. Are we going to live to regret that later on down the line? I really hope not. We are on the verge here of an FA Cup fairy tale giant killing as James Price in again and blasts it over the bar. And we needed a bit more of that composure that he showed in the first half. And we are dominating here. Hughes putting a free kick in, and George Ray has made it 2-0. I think that's his 2nd of the season. What an incredible story this is. George Ray winning that free kick there. Absolutely incredible. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Bailey Clements getting a bit tired, as is Sawunmi. Sawunmi is absolutely shattered. And they are now going very attacking. They have now created more chances than us. I'm just going to make some changes for the last 15 minutes here. This is nuts. I'm going to bring Bailey Clements off for Jim Fenlon. Another appearance for Jim Fenlon, who nearly wasn't here this season. Kevin Locko gets his appearance. Look at us. We are all absolutely shattered. What other change do I want to make here? Do I bring on Ponticelli or maybe Mason Burstow with his pace? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring off Max Waltman. I'm going to bring on Mason Burstow, but I'm going to make Mason Burstow the advance forward, and James Price, yeah, I'm gonna make him an inside forward on support. I'm going to put both our wingers on support now, just to help out a little bit further back, and I'm going to put Marsh Hughes on support as well. And we are now definitely going to start time wasting, and I'm also going to take the overlaps off, and I'm going to instruct us to just hold our position, hold our shape. So we're going to make some defensive minded changes. We've used all 3 of our subs, so hopefully there's no injuries before the end of the game. Let's see if we can hold on to this incredible result. This will be the story of the first round here, as Burstow, he was offside anyway, but it was nearly a fairy tale story for him. Let's just praise the players again, just try and pick up the morale. They get this counter-attack now. They have barely had a highlight the entire game, and I really shouldn't have praised the players before seeing the end of that highlight, should I? I think that was kind of written in the stars, wasn't it? They are back in it right at the end of the game, 82 minutes gone. And what do we do here? Let's now full out time waste. I'm not going to run at the defence. I'm going to play for set pieces, shoot on target, and we're going to be more disciplined. And do I want to go more direct? I mean, we've really played well with the ball. We are going to slow it down from the goalkeeper. I mean, we've just done everything right, really, haven't we? Do I drop the defensive line back? Do I want to do that? I don't know if I really want to invite them onto us so much. I'm going to leave it at that. Actually, I mean, I might want to just... Oh, no. Oh, no, please, no, Football Manager. It drops down to them. Is that a penalty? It is. Oh, my goodness. I do not believe it. And Joseph Folks has been sent off. Oh. We'll put Crowsdale in at right back. We're going to make him a fullback on defend. We're going to put Fenlon on to defend as well. This is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Let's go to a balanced mentality. And when we are full out defending right now anyway, let's pull everybody back. And in transition, rather than pressing, I'm just going to set us to regroup. And what a disaster, from being 2-0 up with 10 minutes to play. They can now equalise. And I thought Sam Blair might just get a hand on that as he went the right way. Let's just go more direct. What a devastating way to give up the result, and Price was so close to that. Sorry, Blair was so close to that. Can we just hold on and get that replay into injury time? Oh man, what a horrible way to end up with a draw. We do get our big away day, but that is devastating. That is absolutely devastating. Does this episode now become a triple header as we go to the replay? I think maybe it does. Unless the Gloucester game now gets moved to make way for the replay. Let's have a look and see how that affects things. Again, if we're stuck in a loop for a little while here, I will come back shortly, and we'll see what's going on with the replay and how the games are going to pan out. I will be back in a moment when this loop gets finished. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Alright, what a horrible, horrible way to end up drawing that game. Blackpool have absolutely got out of jail there, haven't they? Let's have a look. What does this do to the fixtures if we just go to the schedule? Yeah, so the Gloucester game has been moved, so we are still having a double header. We are just going to get straight into the FA Cup first round replay. So I will be back very, very shortly. I think we'll make this a 2-part episode now. I will be back shortly for that FA Cup first round replay away at Blackpool.